Hello there, it's William. Let's continue, shall we? So before we dive into the actual coding of SwiftUI, we need to understand two concepts. One is the declarative and programming. The other is imperative programming. So it's basically just the two or contrasting program paradigm. Okay, so when you approach a certain problem, you are going to write code to solve it, and you are going to choose a certain way to approach these problems. So one way of approaching this is using the declarative programming. The other is imperative programming. Okay, so as the name suggests, declarative programming is rather focused on the desired outcome. Okay, so if you want something done, you just say the result of it. You don't care about specifying the process, the method that you can use to achieve it. So it's more focused on describing the problem, like you are, say, using. I think ChatGPT is pretty hot right now. So if you use ChatGPT, you just need to give the directive saying the results, and you expect a certain outcome. Okay, so the declarative programming is more abstract sort of level. When you write your code, it's sort of using your code to describe a programming problem in a more abstract way, and arguably it's much easier to read, and because it's much similar to your plain English. Okay, and all the hard work, all the heavy lifting was put to the interpreter to figure out how to achieve that. So you can say that I like a certain thing to be a certain state, and you don't care about how to achieve that. Just say that, and you will get the results. So even though the name declarative programming is a little bit unfamiliar for you, but you might have already used that. For example, we use SQL a lot. Okay, we use HTML a lot, and yeah, all sort of when you declare a certain thing, you want that thing to be done in a certain way, but you don't care how much effort the interpreter will have to go through in order to achieve that. Okay, and yeah, that's the way to go. And imperative programming is sort of on the contrast. Okay, so you focus more on the specifying the steps required to achieve a certain result. So sort of it give you sort of a manual to do that, describe the process. Okay, and you can treat imperative programming as a series of commands that you want computer to execute. Okay, so for example, you use C, Java, Python, something like that. You just want the interpreter to follow exactly the step that you direct them to do, and yeah, they will do it. Okay, so that's all pretty vague right now. So let me use a example. Okay, so because we are going to use SwiftUI, so it's pretty typical declarative programming, and we're going to use this sort of declaration sort of programming way of doing things. So you need to be aware of that. And yeah, as I think Mark Zuckerberg or someone said that the talk is cheap, show me the code. Let's just write some code and play around with it. Okay, so let me create a new playground, and I'm going to just leave it blank. Next, and let me add this tutorial, say with Swift UI, and let me create it. And this will be the chapter 1 of imperative and declarative programming. Okay, declarative and imperative programming. Okay, so let's just use that. And what I'm going to do is create it, and here we are. So if you create a playground file, you will notice that I import UI kit. Okay, so the UI kit is sort of using the imperative sort of way to solve the problem. So you can treat it as an imperative framework. Okay, so the framework is essentially just a bunch of code that all the brilliant developer at Apple or any other developer that develop that sort of framework that's already written down for you, so you can just call it. Okay, and it can greatly save you a bunch of time for that. But if you compare this imperative sort of way with the SwiftUI's declarative programming, you will see that SwiftUI is so simple, so concise. Okay, so let me tackle a problem. Let me just give you an example. Give you a taste of it. Okay, so if you want to write a user interface using the this framework, you might need to write something like this. Just to save you a little bit of time. Okay, so I'm going to just copy and paste the code here. You might need to write a whole bunch of code in order to achieve a certain problem. Okay, so we essentially just got this view controller, and we get all this the functionality from UI view controller. We got this view did load. Once it's load, we're going to set a label, the text, or hello world. We got font, we got text color, and yeah, we got this button here. Got a title of click me, and we got this target. And we got all sort of constraints, and once the button clicked, and we're going to print out button clicked. Okay, so it's it's the mouthful, as you guys can see. Okay, we do have a lot of things to run, and yeah, once you run that, you let me check this. You can, of course, you can manually run, or you can automatically run. Okay, so once you got that, you can write something, and you can run that, because this is not a app, so we can't possibly test it right now. But if you use the SwiftUI to achieve that, let me show you guys, and you can compare this to a bunch of code. If you use SwiftUI, you don't need to sort of inherit all that. You don't need to reset, override it. You don't need to set certain properties. You don't need any of it. So you just need to know that I would like to have a content view, right? And we have a V stack, which is a vertical stack. And inside the V stack, we have the text and we have a button, and that will be exactly what you want when you write all sort of code using the UI kit. And you can say the text is hello world. You can get a button, click me, and you click, and we're going to print the button clicked, and as simple as that, without worrying about how to achieve it. So this is just a pretty good example of how you compare these two sort of way of achieving it. As you guys can see, SwiftUI give you a much clean and simple way of achieve things. Okay, so yeah, that's basically a glimpse of how it is done, and of course we're going to learn this sort of a way to do that, and we will incorporate this technology to our future project. If you are still with us in the iOS app development bootcamp, that's a sort of a tutorial playlist. You will notice that in the future projects, we're going to add this technology, and we're going to combine the UI kit and SwiftUI together. Okay, so it's a great fun, and I think this is a much more convenient way for developer to develop your app. greatly save your time. Okay, yeah. And by the way, if you're still there, my name is William Yamming, and feel free to subscribe to my channel if you think my video is helpful. Give me a thumb up and greatly encourage me to make more video. I tend to make one video tutorial a day, so it's a huge task. I may just make 1,000 video in a few years. So that's my aim. Okay, so thank you. Bye.